I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country here on Fish Creek Radio. Our guest tonight is a member of the Texas Country Music Hall of Fame. And in 1968, he began a 10-year working relationship with Mickey Gilley at the world-famous nightclub Gilley's in Pasadena, Texas. He's had 5 number-1 songs and over a dozen top 10 hits. Please welcome the original urban cowboy, Johnny Lee, to My Kind of Country. Johnny, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Scott. How you doing, man? Good to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you again. I had the privilege of meeting you a couple of years ago up here at a show, and it's good connecting with you again. I'm glad to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. And by the way, I'm glad you're playing some good country music too. Good country music is getting hard to find on the radio, but I think it's going to make a surge. I really honestly believe in my heart it's going to make a comeback. I really do.
Well, I think you're right, and the more artists I talk to, I hear the same kind of things, and it's kind of going to the internet radios and the satellite radios because people want to hear this kind of music, and this is where they can hear it. So we're gaining popularity all the time, and that's thanks to great artists like yourself.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, there's a couple of new young artists that are out that really blew me away. I met them when I was taping some television in Nashville for Larry Black, Larry's Diner, and the family reunion shows. There's a young man named Mo Pitney, a young kid. He's got really, really impressed me a lot, recording some great, solid, good country music. And another young lady named Tia Goins, that she's an up-and-comer, and so anybody get a chance to listen to them to, do yourself a favor and Google them or, listen to some of their music. There's some new young people that's keeping our kind of music alive.
Well, they're going to be glad to hear you say that, and they have both been on my show, and we play their music every single week. You're right.
Good.
They are great.
I was on a cruise with them. They're good kids, and it really impressed me with the age, how young they are, and them appreciating, good country music.
There's a lot of young artists that are coming up that are doing this kind of music, and I think it's great. I talked to Jade Jack recently, and she just married Doug Stone here not long ago, and she's
old buddy Doug Stone.
Yeah. And she's in her early 20s, and she's introducing her peers to this kind of music, and it's blowing everybody away because they're expecting to hear the Taylor Swift and all that stuff, and they're hearing George Jones. They're like, well, that's pretty good stuff,
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that nobody has ever heard George Jones, But I didn't know that his wife was into country music. Is she a singer, or did she just marry him?
Yeah, no, she's a singer. She's got a fantastic album out, and she plays fiddle. I met her a few years ago in Nashville. She was playing fiddle for Leona Williams. And
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
So not only did Doug get a wife, he got a dadgum fiddle player for his band, too, huh?
He did, yeah. He got it.
That's kind of dirty, man. I tell you, a poor girl. No, I like Doug. He's a good guy.
Oh, he sure is. Yeah, they were both on the show a couple months ago, and they're just greate people. I'm real glad they're very happy together, and they're making some great music. So I'm real happy.
I'm looking for a fiddle player too, but I ain't gonna get married. I don't think.
I don't blame you there.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes for me to get a fiddle player. I'm gonna pass.
There you go. Well,
not husband material. I've been married twice. I meant for both of them to work. I'm still friends. Well, I was married to that little girl in Dallas, Charlene Tilton. We're still good friends. My daughter, as a matter of fact, she's in Nashville. Going back today, she's working on a new CD, Cherish Lee, and she's got some good stuff cut. And she's a good writer, good artist, and she's going to start working with me on the road some this fall.
Hey, that's fantastic.
And my second wife passed away years ago, and long story, but I've been single ever since. I'm still looking for love.
Well, hopefully not in all the wrong places, right?
Well, so far they haven't. Some woman came up to me and said, "Johnny Lee, I've been looking for love in all the wrong places my whole life." I said, "Well, baby, I'm surprised we haven't met."
That's awesome. Well, when your daughter has a CD done, make sure we get a copy. We'll be happy to play it on the air. That'd be great.
Great, yeah. Make sure you get back in touch with me, and I will. I'll make sure you're one of the first ones that gets it.
Hey, I appreciate that. We'd be more than happy to play it. It's really cool to have have one of your kids on the road with you and working with you in the music. I've had a country band up here for years, and my son, who's just turned 21, played drums with me for the last 2 years, and it's so much fun, and it's good to see that them carry on that music.
Yeah, I was talking to you about my son before we came on the air. He passed away last April. He was 23. and he was next in line to play drums with me, and I miss him every moment, every day, and I will the rest of my life. But he was quite the musician himself, and he was either going to end up playing with my daughter and their band or with me, but cards didn't play it out that way. But you know.
Well, I'm sure he's still smiling down on you.
I hope so. Yes.
Amen to that.
Anyway, I'll make sure you get a copy of Cherish's CD.
Oh, that'd be great. We'll be more than happy to play it. That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that.
I'm getting ready to do probably the most country CD I've ever recorded in my career. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get it started. Well, I've already got some songs cut, but in fact, the same guy, Terry Schote, that produced Tia Gowen's album, he and I are going to collaborate on this next album, and I'm going to really go stone hard country, and I got some really beautiful, meaningful songs on there too. Can't wait for that to come out.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to that. That's right up my alley. That sounds great. I think
the name of the new CD is going to be called Worth Watching.
Oh, that's a neat title. Do you have some songs you can tell me about yet, or?
Yeah, I've got one song called "You Ain't Never Been to Texas" already recorded, and another song called "Worth Watching." It's my life flashes before my eyes, and I'm at the gate. I hope the good Lord waits just a minute before I start knocking. When my life flashes before my eyes, it'll be worth watching. And it's really a powerful, powerful song. Another song called "Who Did You Love?" And I'm going to go back and record the old Texas swing song, I'm Drifting Into Deep Water.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, and another song called Not Just on Your Lonesome Love List, twin fiddles, steel guitar, piano, you know. It's another song that I co-wrote with a friend of mine, Donnie Crum, called "If You Drive Your Husband to Drink and Drive Him Here."
I like that.
Yeah, it's stone country too, you know, country shuffle song. And another song I was going to put on my album, but I decided against it because it's got some colorful language in it. So I just made a single out of the CD. I wrote it about an old girl I used to date called "If Your Heart Was as Big as Your Ass, You'd Take Me Back." But that's on. I got a warning on that CD label that says explicit language. Now, if somebody wants to get a copy of that, they can go to my website. Go to the official JohnnyLee.com or JohnnyLeeMusic.net. It's got my store on there and our schedules, the tours, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really silly song, but it's funnier than heck, you know.
That sounds like a good one. Well, folks, make sure you visit the website. We'll put that information on our page too, and of course, you have a Facebook page, and you're pretty active on there. I see you on there quite often.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do some. I'm in Branson, Missouri today. I'm going to leave back for Texas in a few hours, and I'm going to, before I go on the road this weekend, do another. I'm just going to do a long video and make it into. You know, you can only have so much time whenever my ex-son-in-law is going to work with me on that, and we're going to get some new stuff put out. I'm getting a lot of people that like to watch it, and I enjoy doing it. So it's fun.
That's great. Well, you had a song a couple years ago when you were up here that you had just released, and I've got the single. We played on the show quite a bit. It's called "Bullets First." Tell me about that song. It's a powerful one.
Well, my buddy Kelly Kidding is the co-writer on that song down from Texas. He said we were driving around one day and just got pissed off about stuff, and so that's how this song came about. If you're coming for my guns, come and get them, son. I'll give them to you bullets first, you know. I could get into all kinds of conversation about gun control laws. I just think they need to crack down on the people they sell them to. They're never going to get all the illegal guns off the streets. Face it, the crooks ain't going to say, "Okay, I'm going to quit being a bad guy. Let me turn in my gun." That's horse crap, and you know that, and I do too.
Yeah.
But this song it's a statement, you know. It's about all honest people that have guns, and we refuse. I'm not going to give them up, you know. That's our constitutional right. The Second Amendment declares that, and a lot of people fought and died for that Constitution, and by God, I'm standing by my own rights.
Amen. Amen. What's your take on this whole Confederate flag issue that's going on right now?
You know, here's my take on it. What would they have done if that idiot that killed them poor people at that church, what would they have done if the American flag would have been behind him? You think they'd wanted to burn that?
Exactly.
That flag didn't kill them people. there's a lot of people probably rolling over in their graves about that. The people that took it as offense, that was a part of our history that's behind us. History will live on no matter what, no matter whether that flag's flying there or in a museum. I'm personally, I'm not a racist. I don't like ugly people, and that's the only way I can put that plainly, you know. But that flag didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, well
said. I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong. That's just my own personal belief, though. If I piss some people off, that's just tough. They got their right to believe what they want to believe, and I'm not going to knock them for what they believe. But I think I don't think it was right.
Well, I personally agree with you, and I think a whole lot of people do too. You know, and when you take it to an extreme, you can have the Dukes of Hazzard thing. You take the Dukes of Hazzard off of TV.
Come on, give me a break.
My 9-year-old.
Kind of stupid. You know what? America needs to, by God, get some backbone again, and quit letting these people to push their beliefs on the mainstream of America. America's America. You know, we got rights. And for them to impose upon them and say, oh, well, this is really offending me. Well, if it offends you, don't look at it. You know? Why take it? How stupid is that to take Dukes of Hazzard off TV?
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid. It is stupid, stupid, stupid. But there again, we got to get some people in the office that can make a change. I tell you, somebody else is getting a lot of heat is Donald Trump. And I'm sorry, but he spoke the truth. And a lot of politicians don't have the balls to do that.
Well, you're absolutely right about that.
He will answer a question. If he's asked a question, he'll answer a question. Most politicians bob and duck around it and give you some kind of. They don't give you an answer. They bob and weave.
Yep.
No balls.
You're absolutely right. And I think you're speaking for the majority. The government's forgotten the voice of the people. They're not listening to the voice of the people anymore because the more people I talk to, I'm hearing the same kind of thing from everybody.
Well, hey, in South Carolina, if they should have put it to a vote.
That's right.
Like I said, that flag did not go in that church. That flag did not kill those people. That idiot person did, and I tell you how stupid we are. We're letting him live.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the public is supporting him, taking care of him every day, make sure he's clothed and fed and all that. Of course, he's living in jail, but now they're going to actually send him to court when people stood there and watched him do it. And like Ron White said, in Texas, they're trying to speed up the death penalty. And once there's more than 3 or 4 or 5 eyewitnesses to a killing or whatever it is, he said a lot of people are trying to abolish capital punishment, and Texas is trying to put in an express lane.
That's for sure.
Well, like I said, you kill somebody down there, we'll kill you back.
There you go. Well, I'm happy I've got my Dukes of Hazzard DVDs. My 9-year-old daughter loves that show. She absolutely loves Dukes of Hazzard. Now you know
what? I'm friends with Tom Wopat and the other guy, and it's sickening.
It really is. Were you on that show? Were you on that show?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Yeah, you got caught in the speed trap, didn't you?
Yeah. I did all them shows back in them days. The Fantasy Island, the Dukes of Hazzards, the Fall Guy, the A-Team. I was on the A-Team with Boy George and Mr. T. What a trip that was.
Well, that's interesting. That's a trip.
I remember my daughter was a little girl, and then when I introduced her to Boy George, she said, "Are you a boy or a girl?" He said, "I'm a boy." She said, "No way."
Oh, well,
he's actually a talented person, though.
Oh yeah, I just don't bring that subject up when I talk to Mo Bandy.
Oh, the dress, yeah. Mo's a good buddy of mine. He's the only guy I got to suit up with to play golf with, though. He's hit me with a golf ball more times than the law allows.
Well, you guys are doing some shows here together pretty soon, too, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing some with him and doing some with Gene Watson, and I've done a few and got a few more booked with my good buddy Mickey Gilly.
Oh, that's great. Well, Gene's been on my show. I'm still trying to get Mickey Gilly on. We're trying to work out a schedule to get him on, and but I sure am glad we were able to get you on today. That's fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about your music, and I've got in my hands an album from 1977. It's on the GRT label, and it's called "Here's Johnny." I think that was your first album.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that wasn't my first album on a major label. My first album was called "For Lovers Only."
Okay.
And that album, "Here's Johnny," I'm sitting in the back of a T-Bird, and that's got some good old songs on there, man.
It does. It's got. I like the album. I had you sign it for me when you were here a couple years ago, and it's one of my favorite albums. I play quite a few of the cuts. I like to play deeper cuts, not always hit stuff. I like to go and find some really good songs off albums that kind of got missed, and that's one of those for sure. And then of course, "Looking for Love." My goodness, that thing was a monster for you, Urban Cowboy. Tell me a little bit about those days when the whole Urban Cowboy thing was going on.
It seems like a flash in the pan right now. It happens so fast, Gilly and I would be doing our road touring and come back in and then film our part in the movie, then go back out and travel on the road. The next thing you know, the premiere happened. The next thing you know, Gilly's exploded. I saw the rise and fall of Gilly's on the television, and I didn't even realize all them heavy-duty people were at the premiere. And at Gilly's that night. I didn't know. It was a fun, amazing time in my life that I'm so thankful for and lucky to get to be a part of. And people still watch that movie.
Oh yeah, it's a classic. It's become a modern classic. And
the music holds up to any music that's, and a lot of it's better than this blood craft's been cut today.
You got that right.
The soundtrack is amazing.
Absolutely.
So
what did you?
It was just a fun part of my life. I enjoyed meeting Deborah Winger. I fell in love with her, and John Travolta was a great guy. Scott Glenn and Uncle Bob and Uncle Bud rather, and Corbin. But it was just an amazing time in my life. Amazing.
What did you think when Eddie Murphy did the parody on "Looking for Love"?
It cracked my ass up, man. I loved it. Everybody said, "Didn't that make you mad?" Hell no, it didn't make me mad. How many people, he called it "Wookin' for Nub." He also did "Uns Five Feet Times a Made It" on Buckwheat's Greatest Hits. I still got a clip of that. Sometime if I got a screen behind me, I can play it, at some of my shows. So
that's pretty cool. Well, that album that you had out that came out in 1980, I believe, "Looking for Love" album, and
yep.
Talking about deep cuts, there's a song on there that I've played a lot and I really like, and it's called "Dreams Die Hard."
Oh yeah, I recorded that song also in Spanish.
Really?
It was I think a top 5, top 10 hit for me, I believe. So anyway, they wanted me to do it in Spanish. I did "Looking for Love" in Spanish too, but I played it for some of my Mexican friends in Texas. They said, "Man, that's not our Spanish." I think it was like released in Spain. The guy asked me, could I speak it, and I said yes. Hell, I couldn't speak any of that. But what I did was I wrote the lyrics. I told him what I was saying, like "Dreams die hard, just sueños son," and I just wrote it out phonetically like I would read it and pronounce it,
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd have kept that because it'd been interesting spelling. Yeah, "Dreams Die Hard." I still do that in my show.
Do you really? Hey, that's great. I love that song. That's my favorite song on that album. I really, of course, I mean, you got, "Picking Up Strangers" is on there. It's a great album, but that's my favorite song on that one.
Well,
I really like that album.
Picking Up Strangers came out on the second release of "Looking for Love." They released the "Looking for Love" album, and I think I forgot what song they took off of the "Looking for Love" album, and when I did the "Picking Up Strangers," it was for that movie with Diane Cannon and called "Coast to Coast."
Uh-huh.
And then they re-released the album. So the first few thousand albums didn't have "Picking Up Strangers" on it. They're kind of hard to find.
Oh yeah. Mine's got "Picking Up Strangers" on it, so I'm gonna see if I can find that other album now. It gave me something to look for.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I've got a couple of copies at home, but they're hard to find.
Yeah, it sounds like I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
Hey Bartender, that's such a great party song, and in fact I played it the other night on my show. And tell me about that song. How did you find that one?
A guy named Kenny Fulton was singing at Gillies Club. He learned it from the Blues Brothers album. And I'm drawing a blank right now on the gentleman that wrote the song. He was an old black guy. He wrote the song during Prohibition days. And I got his phone number. He passed a few years ago. But I called him, and he said, I like your version of the song. I said, tell me how you wrote that song. He said, the song explained itself. And he said, it was written back during the Prohibition days. And he said, I like your version of it, and I liked the chicks. So it was a song that I wanted to release it as a single. The record company was afraid to release it as a single because it has saxophone on it. I said, look, this is my career. If I'm going to hang myself, I want to be the one to kick the horse.
Yeah.
And
well, Merle
they
Haggard.
released it.
Merle Haggard was doing saxophone stuff on his albums back in the 70s too.
I know. But you know what? Sometimes record labels get stupid. After Looking for Love came out, I wanted my next single to be Do You Love As Good As You Look? It only made sense. And, of course, they didn't release that. They released One to Me, which was another number one song, I'm thankful for. But had they released Do You Love As Good As You Look, who knows? It could have been a crossover hit for me, just like it was for the Bellamy Brothers.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 crossover hits in a row would have been huge.
Yeah. Floyd Dixon is
But they did it because of publishing. The guy that produced the album owned the publishing on them other songs, and I didn't learn about that game until I got better education in the country music field.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
about the politics.
Good old politics. Yeah, I know how that goes. Floyd Dixon was the gentleman's name that wrote Hey Bartender.
Floyd Dixon, yes, sir. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I had the pleasure of talking to him on the telephone quite a few times, and we had some great visits.
That's a great song, man. That's one of your signature songs for sure.
Oh, people still love that song, man. In fact, I got a cop buddy down in Texas, old Snuffy. He's got a ritual he goes through before they go kick doors down. There's certain songs that they listen to, and Hey Bartender is one of them. And one time he was going to go do a bust. He said, Johnny, this may sound weird, but sing me a couple lines of that song. He said, I'm on my way. I don't feel good about this one. He said, my music player broke. I at least got to hear part of it. So I sang part of it on the phone. I guess it's like a superstition thing to him, but he wants me to sing that song at his funeral. I hope I don't ever have to, but
yeah.
Hey Bartender's a fun song.
It sure is, man. If you can't have fun on that song, you're a communist, man. Well, you did a great song too, a duet with Lane Brody, Yellow Rose of Texas.
Yeah, we did that for a television show. We rewrote that song, and who would have ever thought that would have went number one, but it did.
Yeah.
I would tell people it's weird to dance to. You can march like heck to it all the way around the building, but it was just one of them songs, and wow, it went to the number one spot. People still love that song.
Absolutely.
In fact, I just re-recorded that with a girl, I don't remember her name, from New York City. She's coming out. She did a duet album, did a song with me and Mickey Gilley, one with the Oak Ridge Boys, Larry Gatlin, T. Graham Brown, some Exile, and some other people, and so I can't think of her name right now, but it's going to be coming out pretty soon. We just taped a television special in Nashville.
Well, that's fantastic.
And I re-recorded the Yellow Rose of Texas with her.
Is Lane Brody still in music at all?
Yeah, she is. She's got a big internet following.
Okay.
And she's a real animal activist, and she's alive and doing well in Nashville. I saw her last June. I invited her to come out and do a show with me, and she showed up, and we got to do Yellow Rose of Texas.
Oh, cool. That's really cool.
She still looks the same. I think her and Dick Clark drank out of the same water well.
That's great. Well, tell me about Cherokee Fiddle. That's another one of my favorites.
After doing a concert at Gillies one night, Michael Martin Murphey was booked in there, and old Sherwood, the guy that owned Gillies, was too cheap to buy him a room, and I'm glad he was, because Michael came over to my house and sitting around with you playing songs after the show. And he said, I got a song. One of these days, if you ever get a record deal, you might want to record this song. He said, it's a true story about an old Cherokee Indian guy who used to travel around and play fiddle for the miners. And he played me kind of a slow version. And I said, man, I love that song. But I changed it up to what it is today and made Michael Martin Murphy a buttload of money because they used that in the Urban Cowboy movie. It's on the Urban Cowboy soundtrack, too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
ended up, it was a local regional hit for me. Then I re-recorded it. Charlie Daniels played fiddle on the song that's out now. Rosemary Butler, who sang with Jackson Brown, did the girl part. And Michael Martin Murphy sang harmony with me. So
That's cool.
it's one of my favorite songs to play. A lot of people, that's one of their favorite Johnny Lee songs.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. And of course, you could have heard "Heartbreak." That's another one. "Bet Your Heart on Me."
Yep.
Man, I'll tell
Yep.
you what. I've got a great album that I really enjoy playing quite a bit. Is a live album that you did at Billy Bob's a few years back.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you drive your husband to drink and drive him here is on there. I'm going to rearrange it, though. I'm going to re-record that song. That song I was telling you about that I wrote
Yeah.
with Honey Crumb.
That's right. It is here.
Yeah.
Number 8. There it is, right there. By gosh.
Yeah, and I
Wow.
did the last thing I needed, the first thing this morning.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoyed doing that album. In fact, my son got to play drums on that album on, I think, Picking Up Strangers, I believe it was. I took him out of school. He skipped school to come do that album with me. I made the record company pay him, too.
Oh, that's cool. Well, when I play "Hey Bartender" on my show, that's the version I use. It's about a 5-minute version, and it features the band, and that's just a kick,
Oh, yeah.
that's just a
That's
kick-ass
what I
version
do
of
at my
that one.
live shows.
Yeah, that's kick-ass. I like that one. Well, you are staying busy, and you're out on the road, and new music coming. I'm looking forward to that. I'll have to make sure we get a copy of that. And folks, it's official, JohnnyLee.com, and all your music's available on there, tour dates, and hook up with you on Facebook. It's I always enjoy reading your posts on there and watching your videos and everything. I saw the one with the little calf the other day, and that's pretty
Oh, yeah.
pretty cool stuff, man.
I'm gonna do some more. My ducks and guineas and geese and turkeys are jealous because they haven't been in the video. I'm gonna put them in, I think, in the next one. Hey, look, I got a cookbook too that I did called Chef Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee, I like that.
Yeah, I got a bunch of my recipes, a bunch of my recipes from my fans, some from my family, some from people I go hunting with, and I always give them credit in there. I don't claim that I made them up, but in fact, I've just got to order a new shipment of those coming in because we sold out of the last ones. So it's pretty interesting. It's got some funny ass stories in there too. So
All right, folks. Well, you pick that up on the website too, for sure.
a recipe for big boobs in there.
Wow, that's got to be an interesting. That must be on 2 pages, right?
It's some funny. I got some funny stories in there. That's one of them.
Well, check that out, folks. That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, Johnny, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna have you stay on the line with me for just a second. I want to get an address. We're gonna send you a nice package from our sponsor, Fred Kelly Guitar Picks, and
Oh, beautiful.
we'll send that on down to you. And we're gonna play one of your songs. I'm gonna let you play DJ and pick out one of your songs that you'd like us to play for you.